Greeks are struggling to get by, according to an OECD report focusing on prosperity and quality of life. The report provided a snapshot of daily life and analysed a series of components in 35 countries. Greece scored below the OECD average, lagging in income, employment, gender wage gap, overtime work, and trust in institutions among the 80 well-being indicators examined. The country had the third lowest wage among the 35 countries surveyed, just above Mexico and Colombia, and close to Slovakia and Hungary, while it recorded the largest decline in real wages between 2010 and 2019. Police arrested a 30-year-old man who killed his former partner in the city of Agrion, western Greece, in yet another incident of femicide that shocked the country. The victim was a 43-year-old mother of 3 children who was shot at point-blank range 3 times. She was rushed to hospital bleeding profusely, where she was pronounced dead. Police officers identified the suspect upon arriving at the crime scene, after the fatally wounded victim uttered his name before passing out. The victim had sought police protection in the past and was granted a restraining order against the 30-year-old man. The port of Piraeus was named Ferry Shipping Port of the Year 2024 during the European Ferry Shipping Summit held in Athens last week. The Chinese-majority Piraeus Port Authority, that manages Greece's largest port, received the award for its coastal shipping services during a special ceremony. The company attributed its outstanding performance to ongoing investments in port infrastructure upgrades and the modernization focusing on cruise and ferry shipping services. Piraeus Port handles approximately 20 million passengers each year, making it one of the busiest passenger ports in Europe and the world. Greek Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis emphasized the urgent need to address climate change and its impacts in a wide-ranging interview with Bloomberg. Mitsotakis called on Europe to step up its efforts and provide financial support to countries bearing the brunt of environmental changes. I want to ensure that Europe provides more cooperation as well as increased resources to countries on the front lines of climate change, the Greek Prime Minister said. He appealed for prompt action to this end, acknowledging, however, that the EU has been making significant strides towards a climate transformation. Focusing on Greece, the Prime Minister stressed the need for long-term strategies in the wake of the recent climate disasters Greece experienced, such as floods and wildfires. Reuters reported that Greece was in talks with Israel to develop an anti-aircraft and missile defense dome similar to the Israeli Iron Dome, citing sources from the Greek Defense Ministry. According to Reuters, the source said the plan is to create a multi-layer anti-aircraft and anti-drone system. A second official confirmed the scale of the potential deal, adding that Greece needs to spend €12.8 billion by 2035 to upgrade its armed forces. The air defences are part of Athens' 10-year military purchasing plan that includes acquiring up to 40 new F-35 fighter jets and drones from the United States, and 4 Belarus frigates and Rafale jets from France. Greek Minister of Defense Nikos Dendias briefed the relevant parliamentary committee on the plan to close 137 military camps nationwide. The European Commission's autumn macroeconomic forecast for the Greek economy projects a 2.1% increase in Greece's GDP for 2024. The following 2 years will maintain a generally similar growth, supported by the implementation of the Recovery and Resilience Plan. The report also says that the nominal deficit is expected to decrease from 1.3% of GDP in 2023 to 0.6% of GDP in 2024. This is largely attributed to the restrained increase in current expenditures and higher revenues from income taxes. Unemployment, currently below 10%, is projected to continue its downward trend, albeit at a slower pace than in previous years. property owners in 3 regions in Athens will only be allowed to lease up to 3 properties as of January 1, 2025, through short-term leasing platform Airbnb. The restriction to the management of 3 properties in specific areas of the Greek capital will expire in a year. Owners will be obligated to list these properties on the electronic short-term lease registry created and maintained by Greece's Tax Bureau. In the Greater Athens region, short-term properties are predominantly small to mid-sized dwellings in apartment buildings. Justifying their decision, Greek authorities cited the housing shortage in the Greek capital and the wider Athens-Piraeus urban region